What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Slime Rancher. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. And actually, I should probably pick up these chickadoos while I'm in the neighborhood. But don't make a habit of it. There are police around. You spend too much time picking up chickadoos, eventually going to get an indictment for it. They're underage. You can't just throw them into a cage like this and force them to live their lives in meaty, sweet servitude to the appetites of your slimes. My name is Splattercat. Welcome on back to the Nerd Castle. This is Slime Rancher, and in today's episode, I have no idea what we're going to be working on. Like, I could make up excuses right now and be like, oh yeah, we're doing this thing for reasons that I'm totally not pulling out of my ass right now. Like, blah, 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 blah. But nope, pulling reasons out of my ass at the moment. I really have no idea what we're going to work on today. Probably going to be the chicken population on our ranch. I'm going to make the chicken population a little bit larger. I'll probably try to get some tabby slimes lined up so we can make a little bit of money that way as well. There's another chicken right there. Come with me, chicken, if you want to be food. Oh, that's a stony hand, so that's going to eat up an extra inventory slot that I didn't want eaten up. Tabby slime, how you doing? Welcome to the Nerd Castle, Tabby slime. You are now a part of it, and if you are not nice to me, I will make you a actual, literal part of it. We will use you as the brick and mortar for my castle building experience. There's the king tabby slime right there. In case you were wondering where that was at, you feed it a shit ton of chickens, and at some point it will spit out a slime key for you. In the meantime, we can also cross the river over here where it appears as though there are a bunch of phosphor slimes that are really, really angry with us. It looks like they also are a little bit explosivo. Oh shit. That one fell into the water all by its lonesome self though. He just couldn't deal with the angry being that he'd become. He stepped back and he took a look at his life, and he realized that this wasn't who Mr. Rogers wanted him to be. And in light of that revelation, he just threw himself from the balcony. He could live no longer. Now with these crates, if I remember right, you can pick these up, and then if you drag them off and you like throw them against a wall or something, they'll break and they'll have stuff inside of them. I like stuff. I like things. So I'm going to try it. Oh, phosphor slimes, and apparently a bunch of gold. That's pretty cool. I like gold. Don't you dare, slime. Don't you dare. I gotta launch that chickadoo into the ocean real fast. And then I do need these Q berries. These Q berries are gonna be the thing. The phosphor slimes like them very, very, very much, and it makes them double plort so that you can get a bigger payout. And that doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it actually is. Like, turning 30 into 60 is a pretty major boon if you're strapped for cash. Now, there will come a time where we are all out of things to work on. I can promise you that. Oh my god, there's so many plorts in here. Please stop. I don't want to be exploded today. Oh good, there's tars everywhere too. So that's going to be fun to deal with. I actually mostly just want these Q berries. You can get rid of the tars the easiest by flinging them into the ocean, but it looks like the tars actually got nerfed or something. They used to be a lot nastier. The tars used to be really, really hard to get rid of. They spread really fast and they would eat up like entire zones. Now it looks like they sort of dissipate all by their lonesome, which is kind of sad in a way. I don't mean to disparage them for what they are. If you're born a tar, you be the best tar that you can possibly be. Tar who has somehow managed to make it to the Nerd Castle. I don't know how you got here. I don't really have anything to say about it though. You be the best tar that you can be. And don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. But if you're not a tar, it becomes a problem that they're coming after you. Now we need to come up with some kind of farming solution here. We can actually grow our own food, and so this will keep us from having to go out on lengthy material gathering quests like we've been doing the last couple episodes, where it's just been you and I alone in a room running around picking up various fruits and assorted vegetables in order to feed all of our slimes. No, we don't have to do this forever. At some point, we will build ourselves our own little farming plots, and those farming plots will enable us to grow all the different fruits and veggies that we need in order to keep our slimes happy. It's just that for right now, it ain't going down like that. More hens inside of here. I don't think the hens are going to bust out or anything like that. We could probably just leave them where they lie. That side, it looks like they're probably grumpy with us because I haven't fed them in a little while. Let's go ahead and raise this up with high walls. Okay. And I'm actually only going to keep a couple of tabby slimes for right now because feeding the tabby slimes can be kind of a pain in the ass. Here, you guys fight over that thing right there. Yeah, you see how their faces have like little drooly things on them right now? That's because they are hungry and have not been fed in quite some time. I know we've got mail right now. I know. We've got post at the moment. Someone has delivered us a little bit of snail mail. We'll handle that in a minute. There's got to be a better way to like electronically transmit. I don't know. Snail mail in space just seems like a bad plan. Like, it just seems like a pain in the ass. Like, it's just one step too far. It's just too much. Being a space mailman would be pretty legit, though. I feel like most jobs would get some kind of benefit in terms of, like, their sustainability and also their enjoyability simply by putting, like, if you put them in space. Space delivery man, space pizza delivery. Like, it all gets better as long as it's in space. Like, the job itself would not be that legit until you put it in space. And then you're like, oh, I can deal with this. Like, that simple modifier has made this situation, I don't know, up all night, apparently. For several days straight, too. Our character must be ass dragon right now. Ass dragon. I hate being up all night so much. I hate it. I loathe it. I avoid it. It is one of my least favorite things in the entire world. Being up all night is the worst. I hate that, like, weird feeling your eyes get where they're, like, hella sandy and, like, heavy, but they feel like you've got something in your eyes or something because they're getting all watery and red just from being tired. Oh, is there a thing over here now? What is this? There's an area. Unfortunately, it's under construction. Well, maybe that's what they'll add next time. I don't know. Yeah. Looks like it's in construction for right now. Phosphor slime, get out of my inventory. Ain't nobody got time for yo shit, phosphor slime. One of those rare moments here on the Nerd Castle where I'm actually quiet for a minute. Now, we just got to run back to base. And then actually, I'd like to see, I don't know what it's going to cost us to open up this avenue over here. Oh, wow, that got way more expensive. Okay, so 1,800 in order to open the Overgrowth. For people wondering why I didn't pick up with my old save, it's actually because my old save was on an executable the developers gave me back before the game went live on Steam. And so I can't update that. And so anyways, I had to acquire for myself the Steam version, which I did buy. A lot of people play comp versions of games. I tend to buy mine pretty frequently. I do get comp versions of games, but I buy them a lot too. Like this one I specifically wanted to make sure I bought because I like the game. And it's legit and it's fun to play. You guys look hungry here. Have yourself a little bit of fruit. And then I'll just leave these in here. And you guys can do your deal and clock your game however you feel like it's necessary. There we go. That's all taken care of. We should be able to harvest a pretty decent amount of plorts from there. The plort collector is kind of what I feel like getting next, but we ain't got a lot of cash. And so I'm thinking I may have to do this ye old-fashioned way. See, and this is why I don't like to have largos in my pens. Because they dilute the bloodline. So what's happened right here is they're slowly turning all of my plorts. Or I'm sorry, they're turning all of my slimes into largos. And so now I'm going to have to go out and farm a few more of the rock slimes. In fact, it turned pretty much all of them into largos. I'm a purist like this, though. When I have games about collection and the maintenance of, like, various critters, I tend to, like, want to keep them all pure inside their cages. And then I make designated cages for the ones that are, like, the in-between breeds, like the largos and whatnot. Like, I try to, like, for example, I want a pen that's full of rock pink largos. You know, I want a pen that's full of tabby phosphor largos, but only those so that they don't dilute all the other ones that I've got in the pens that I use for my breeding and whatever. And so it's easier if we just do it this way. I'm going to pick up more rock slimes while we're out and about, though, which is disappointing. Don't really feel like going out and replenishing my supply. Some people will disagree with this method. I don't care. I'll go on record and be like, nope, I don't care about the fact that you don't like my method. That's cool. You have your method. I have mine. Let us live together and be peaceful. I did pick up a couple of my rock slimes, though, so things are not quite as bad as they seem. Let's see how many of these phosphor plorts we just picked up. Ooh, enough to make some Skrilla, that's for sure. Okay. But will that Skrilla be in the flavor of vanilla? Can't tell. Skrilla flavors they're difficult to come by anymore. It's not like we got like the Baskin Robbins of Skrilla out here. Oh man, I shouldn't have sold those. Prices are way down right now. But he does it anyways because he needs the cash in order to retrofit and make these a little bit easier to deal with. So let's say that I put a Auto feeder on that one, so I have to go back in there. A plort collector on that one, so I once again don't have to go back in there because these ones are violent and they enjoy hurting me. Exactly, just like that. And so now our plorts have been collected. With the tabby slimes, I'm going to have to go back through and I'm going to have to give them a little bit of chicken. In order to make them function properly, I got to get my Lilu on and be like, chicken. Oh, good. We have babies in here. Fantastic. I'll probably pick up some of the hens in a little bit, but we got to head back out into the field. And actually, I'd probably like to dig out my first slime key in this episode just to make sure, although that's going to be relying on me being able to pull out like a thick harvest here. And unfortunately, I think I picked up most of the stuff that we would be feeding to the pink mega large oat. Damn you. No! My carrot. Alright, so have you guys regrown anything down here? Feel free to just be honest. Fess up if you have. Don't mind me. I'm just a random guy coming through with a vacuum to pick up your fecal matter. Because that's how sanitation is handled in the far, far range. It's a different industry than it is in the real world. I feel like the slimes are not slimy. It looks to me as though they kind of have the feeling of like a dolphin. I don't know if you've ever felt a dolphin before, but I assure you, they feel like a rubber ball. They feel weird. Like, you know the old like rubber balls you used to be able to get at like the supermarket out of like those big cage things for like $1 a piece? They feel kind of like that. I don't know. I was surprised, by the way. Largo. Better stop with your shenanigans. Oh man, took my carrot too. Will jack me for my carrot. I'm out here trying to have a good time, live my life, not get caught up in the 9-to-5 grind. And you're in here just stealing my carrots, man. How you gonna be a carrot jacker like that? I'll call you a tuber jacker. Is a carrot a tuber? What does a carrot count as? I mean, I know it's a vegetable, but like, does it count as a tuber? Does it count as like a... Ugh, pink slime, get out of here. Nobody wants you. You are an inferior brand of slime. See, that slime's figured it out right there. The tabby slimes are kind of like the overlords of the slime world, you feel me? Oh, for eating all the fruit. And actually, if I'm going to make this work, I need more food. I don't really care altogether that much about the... Oh shit, he evolved. As did that one. Ah, good. And now we've got the crisscross movement of genealogy taking place, which has spawned some lovely tars for us to deal with on that side. I'm not going to deal with it right now. I'm going to deal with it the same way that I deal with all my problems, by walking in the other direction and pretending like they don't exist until they come to critical mass and cause a nuclear detonation in the middle of my life. The system works, okay? We don't mess with the system. The system has worked as long as the system has been in place. I have limited time to deal with the catastrophic fallout of my issues, and so I just happen to arrange my life so that the catastrophic fallout happens at all exactly the same time. Is it my own fault? Sure. I can admit it. I'm not so arrogant as to try to convince you that it doesn't go down like that, but it does. But it do. Let's go with... I'll put some grass inside of there, and so there it is. You should see little bugs running around, and that allows them to peck around a little bit better. And because their health situation has been taken care of, they'll be able to breed a little bit faster. Got a few more tabby slimes over here. I will probably throw them in there, and then after throwing them in there, we are going to harvest a couple of chickens, and we'll throw those in there to get ourselves some tabby plorts. So you there, dead chicken walking. Looks good to me. Got 7 chickens in here right now. I'm going to throw them in the pen. They can run around and do their thing. Chickens in the pen. And there it is. Rough day to be a chicken. Good day to be a tabby slime. For every yin, there is, of course, a yang. Speaking of which, is there ever going to be another sleeping... I know they're tangentially related, but anyways... Like, did I just get booped by a slime? I just got booped by a slime. I don't feel good about this. I feel like my slimes are getting too comfortable with my presence right now. They've got to have a healthy respect for me. If they don't have a healthy respect for me, how will they ever have a respect for the sickness that is Splat? Okay, so we can't really get rid of those tabby plorts either. Later on, we get like these storage things. You can get silos that you can put your little plorts into so that you can wait until the market evens out. But we don't have them right now. And so that puts us in an unfortunate situation where we are just going to absorb loss at the moment. Not too much more I can do and or say about it. Oh my god, a fireworks display of pink slimes launching themselves into the air. I would like to try and feed this big pink bastard until he explodes. There should be some more food out here too that I think we can utilize. Not a lot, but something. Yeah, some pogo fruits and whatnot. And so if I go like this, I don't remember precisely how much he eats, but I remember it being a large quantity. Like his ability to suck down food-related sundries is pretty impressive, and it actually looks like it's going to take us a little bit more. So let's go ahead and we'll scan around the terrain and see if we can find ourselves a couple more bits for him to eat. We can also feed him chickens. We can also feed him just about anything you can pick up off the ground. You can shove into that thing's mouth. So there's chickens around. Won't turn them down. I will use them as a food source as well. By my estimation, there's probably not a whole lot of pomegranates left, so we won't bark up that tree right now. Let's go to the next map over, and hopefully we'll be able to pick up something. I don't think the food actually spawns until you're within, like, the general area of everything that's going on. Yeah, the slimes fall out of the sky just like a so. So we should have a little bit of time to harvest some of these plants that are in the area. Might be an okay idea to pick up a couple more tabby slimes, just in the off chance that they want to come live with me and be a part of my ranching operation. What is the tabby slime plort used for? Let's see, tabby slime. Tabby plorts are a key ingredient in a variety of performance-enhancing products that grant the consumer a surge of the tabby slime's natural signature energy and exuberance. And while athletes the world over take them to gain an edge, prolonged use often results in uncontrollable butt wiggles, another less desirable signature of the tabby slime. What's wrong with butt wiggles? As long as they're not butt drags. Like, butt drags are the funniest shit on earth as long as it's not your floor and it's not your cat. That shit, I was dying laughing. If something drags its butt on your friend's floor, that's super funny. I don't know if I want to feed it my hens. There's so many plorts around. And I could make use of all of them if I was just a little bit better equipped. I've only got 8 more things that I'm able to shove inside the king slime's mouth. And if that doesn't get him to the point that he needs to be got at, unfortunately, we're going to have to come back another day and finish him off. It may be one of those things that you're not supposed to do all in one burst anyways. The design strategy there might be such that they expect you to... Oh, there's so many plorts over here. It's hard for me to just see money laying on the ground like this. There's a chicken. Actually, I would rather stock up on my rock plorts for right now. The tabby slimes, I'm not totally sure that I can feed the tabby slimes with my limited resources right now without having to make chicken runs like all the time. And no, that was not a movie reference. Let's not even start. Still, the rock slimes are easier to provide for. Man, can't quite get him there. Can't quite get him there. I think we put about 30 or 40 different foods inside of him now. They may have increased the amount, too, since the last time I played. I don't recall what exactly the amount was that you had to shove inside that thing, but at a certain point, I think he'll spit out a key and a bunch of other shit for you. I think he actually explodes because you fill him up with too much food and he's just like... Rah, 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 and blows up. It's kind of looking like nap time for Splatter right now. I think I may go take a nap through tonight. We haven't slept in like 5 or 6 days anyways, and so it seems to me like it would be a very, very poor choice to not lay down and get ourselves a little bit of that vitality that you can only gain through a good night's sleep. It's always amazing to me that like a bad night's sleep and a good night's sleep, there's like such a big difference in the way that like you feel the next day. Why are we designed like that? Like evolution-wise, sleeping is a horrible, horrible flaw in the overall plan. Like while you're sleeping, things can attack you and kill you and eat you. Just seems like one of those things that like it's a bad plan. Alright, so star mail. We've actually got... We've got dash boots, which are available in the upgrade shop. And then Victor Humphries. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Victor Humphries, professional slime rancher, slime scientist, and amateur musician. My understanding is that Miss West has already informed you of how the ranch exchange works, so I will spare you any further education. Instead, I'll illuminate you on what you can expect from my requests. As a slime scientist rancher, I have a tremendous interest in the liquiform legion that we share, this vast range with the slimes. My studies often keep me from venturing out in the range daily. When I find myself short of a particular species, I use the range exchange to fill that gap. Don't worry though, I will reimburse you handsomely for your efforts. Good luck in your new venture, Miss LeBeau. I look forward to seeing life breathe once again into the former Twilger's Ranch. Sincerely, Victor Humphries. P.S. I lost my most favorite fiddle while fleeing a feral boom slime. Its value is only sentimental, but hey, should you find it, I'd very much love to be able to play again. And then we've got a pulse wave, which is now available from the ranch exchange. It is morning time, which means that out here somewhere, we more than likely will need to find some food to feed our slimes. Looks like the market is way down on plorts right now, which, I mean, these are throwaway plorts anyways, so it's not something I'm trying to store at the moment. They're plorts that I just picked up while I was running around. We already have far, far more chickens than I think I require. Our slimes appear to be quite famished. And so with that in mind, we go back out to the field to try and find them a little bit more food. Make their lives a little bit happier out on the range. And they're already eating all my food over on that side. Goody. Yeah, we need to set up something that generates food for us. If we don't, it's going to be increasingly difficult to guarantee the slimes won't come along and jack all the stuff we need along every single side of the map. And so as you can tell, they actually tend to kind of like mash up on one side. The lucky slime. Where's the lucky slime at? I don't see a lucky slime around anywhere. I think that one might be new. Let's see. A strange variant of tabby slimes that seem to have a fascination with shiny objects, particularly Nubuck coins. A lucky slime gobbles up any coin it can find, giving it a distinct jingling sound as they move around. However, coins don't make for a balanced diet, and the lucky slime will still greedily devour meat of any kind. In doing, its body bursts with a shower of Nubucks, having little room left in its slimy tummy. This burst often sends the lucky slime flying into the air. Upon detecting a rancher, it will make a hasty retreat. No known rancher has ever been skillful enough, or perhaps lucky enough, to capture one of these slippery slimes. Okay. They don't produce plorts. It's just an abnormal tabby slime. Alright. Well, that's not like the most kind way to describe somebody as like the abnormal variant of a normal kind, but alright. Whatever, I'm not going to try and be the terminology police out here. We're out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Slime Rancher. It's always fun to come back and check out games that I enjoyed in the past. With you in the future, I will be doing precisely that in the future with regards to today. Tomorrow I'll be back with another episode of Slime Rancher. If you enjoyed this one, check the game out down below. Make sure you give the devs your patronage. The game is a lot of fun, like a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see it expand a little bit further. I will see you all in future iterations of the series. Bye, everybody. It was a lot of fun.